Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metro 101 Back to School and August Service Changes. My name is Tony Russo, and I will be one of your hosts this evening. Um, Tonight, I'll be joined by Mark Saman, one of Metro's short range planning managers, and Trayvon Sanderson, our communications assistant. For anyone who hasn't attended a session before, Metro 101 is a webinar series designed to inform people about Metro's wide varieties of service. And tonight, again, we'll be covering back to school and August service changes. As we go along with the presentation, you're welcome to drop any questions you may have into the Q&A area. It's built right into Zoom. We will plan on answering all questions at the end, but you're welcome to submit them at any time. We very well may answer them as we go along, but any ones we don't, we'll make sure to address right at the end. And then also, if you stick around until the very end of this presentation, you'll have the opportunity to possibly win a day's worth of bus fare. There'll be more information on this at the very end. And now we'll get into our presentation. So a little bit about your host, Mark Saman.
Hey everyone, my name is Mark Saman. I'm the short range planning manager here at Cincinnati Metro. And basically, I work on service changes and different planning activities for the bus system. I live in Northside. I was on the community council for several years. I play several instruments and generally like to be an inside guy, but you'll see me walking around or biking in the neighborhood. I like riding the bus to and from work, as well as my social plans. And I like driving the little tiny Metro bus in all the parades. Most recently, the 4th of July parade in Northside.
And then I'm Tony Russo. I'm a community engagement coordinator with Metro. This means that I find ways to interact with our customers and non-customers alike, inform them about our services, our upcoming changes, and anything people need to know. Some interesting facts about me: I'm a soccer coach. I love movies. I love to cook, and I love Cincinnati sports. My favorite route to ride is the M Plus because I feel like it can get me to all different places. I can go to the movies. I can go to the mall. I can go downtown. It just gets me all over the place. And then finally, I have a dog named Bailey and a cat named Itzy. You can see 2 photos of them right there.
Hi, my name is Trayvon Sanderson. I am a communications assistant here at Metro. I live in the Avondale area. I just graduated from Clark Montessori as a former CPS student. I will be going to UC in the fall, upcoming UC freshman as an urban planner. I play basketball, soccer, and track for Clark, and also my favorite route is the 51.
So, one thing we always like to cover in these is how to find your route. Uh, One, we encourage you to download the Transit app. If you are on a device that's not your cell phone, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to download it. The Transit app is great. You can plan, pay, and track your trip all in one place. You can also use our trip planning feature on our website, go-metro.com. And then to stay up to date on all things Metro, give us a follow on social media. We're just at Cincinnati Metro. Pretty much any social media you could find us on there. And then we always want to mention our customer support information. It's important anytime you ride to have this information. You can get real-time information. You can call the lost and found. You call the customer care center. Go ahead, write these numbers down. They could be important to you later on. One thing I always like to tell people too is that anytime you board a Metro bus, you're going to want to note your bus number and your route number. Your bus number is seen on the outside of the bus. It can be anything from 1352 to 2610. You want to take note of that because if you accidentally lose something, that will just make it easier to get your stuff back to you as quickly as possible. And then how to ride. So we want you to always encourage you to use the Transit app. Again, it gives you the most up-to-date information, real-time tracking, and you can pay within the app. But our 6 simple steps to riding the bus are: you want to walk to your stop. You always want to arrive a few minutes early. That way you're not rushing, you're not running. You have plenty of time and you feel comfortable that you're in the right spot. Then you're just simply going to wait for the bus. Again, inside the Transit app, you can actually see exactly how far away the bus is to you. and it can really give you that peace of mind while you wait for us to arrive. Have your payment method of choice ready. And then when you board the bus and scan your ticket barcode or insert your cash right there at the validator, say hello to the operator. Then you get to walk to your seat, sit down, relax, chill, scroll your phone, do whatever you want to do. And then you can look up at the screens on board and see when you're a few blocks from your destination. Go ahead and give that cord a pull. That lets the operator know to pull off and let you get out at your stop. We also like to mention that safety is number one at Metro. Whether you're on the bus or in any public place, there's always a few precautions you want to keep in mind to keep yourself safe. 1, you want to be aware of your surroundings. 2, keep your valuables out of sight. And 3, if you see something, say something. Alert the bus operator if you see anything suspicious. And we'll move on from there. So the Transit app is Metro's official app to buy fares, plan your trip, and track your bus. An interesting fact is that we do not actually own the Transit app. It's run by a third party. But the benefit of this is that it actually allows you to go to other cities and still use the exact same app. So whether you're here or Atlanta or Chicago or Indianapolis, you'll be able to use the Transit app to get around. Okay. Into the Transit app, we're going to teach you how to create an account super quick. So you have the Transit app installed. Then you just go to that top left corner of the home page. You hit the gear icon with the little whatever animal or icon you have up to the left. You'll scroll down until you see that red sign in button under the Easy Fare section. You want to ignore the account sign in or sign up and go straight to Easy Fare. That's just going to save you a couple steps. From there, you're going to click on Create Account. You're going to type in whatever email you want and make sure you know this email because it could be a way we give you your bus passes or anything like that. You want to create a password that meets the requirement. And then congrats, you've created a Transit app account and an Easy Fare account all in one step. This allows you to ping your routes you want, allows you to pay your fare. It gives you all the features you want to have when you use the Transit app. From the opening screen, you can select buy, and then the Easy Fare screen, you want to make sure you have Metro selected, not Tank or BCRTA or anything like that. You want to make sure you have Metro right there. Okay, and now we'll get into the August service changes.
Thanks, Tony. So for the most part, the routes from last school year have not changed. There are a few routes that we have added this year or modified, and I'm just going to walk us through those changes. So first up this is a brand new route. It's called the Route 47. It goes from North Side over to Oakley, and it runs east-west along Spring Grove and Mitchell Avenue. It serves Avondale on Reading Road. It gets to South Avondale Middle School and then goes over to the Xavier area through Norwood and Hyde Park, and then hitting Clark Montessori. Then the route ends at the Oakley Transit Center. So during school time, this route will provide access to those two schools directly on the route. And if your student attends one of these two schools but does not live on this route, there's an easy transfers at the two transit centers along this route in Northside, as well as the Oakley Transit Center, and other opportunities along the route as well. Next slide, please. This is Route 53. This is also a brand new route. This route does not directly serve any CPS high schools. However, some may find this to be a more convenient method to get across town in order to get to the route at a transit center that they need to be on to get to their school. It cuts the travel time between Northside and Oakley down almost in half based on the current Route 51. And it serves the communities of Northside, Spring Grove Village, St. Bernard, Paddock Hills, part of North Avondale, into Norwood, and then Oakley. This is Route 70. This is actually primarily a route that serves the University of Cincinnati. However, some might find utility in this route if you live out in the northeastern suburbs. This is a route that could take you into town to get on another route that gets to your chosen high school. It's a weekday only route, and it runs fairly frequently throughout the day, and quite a quick ride. If you could get dropped off up at UC Blue Ash in their main circle to catch this route, or dropped off somewhere on UC's main campus to go the other way. Right. So those are our new routes, and now I'll just walk through changes to two of our other routes that serve students in high schools and middle schools. So this is Route 27. It's being extended to the northeast from Northside. Everything else about the route is the same. It serves the communities of South Cumminsville, North Fairmount, South Fairmount, and the West End, as well as downtown. And during before school starts and after school starts on weekdays, the route also goes over to Lower Price Hill and serves the 8th and State mini transit hub, where students who live in that community can get on this route to get to Ethel Taylor Middle School, which is in South Cumminsville. So new access to any students who may live in Spring Grove Village to the northeast of Northside. All right. Next one is Route 46. So Route 46 is being straightened out. Currently, it makes a lot of twists and turns in the Avondale neighborhood, as well as through Winton Hills. This route does not directly serve any CPS high schools or middle schools, but it is a route that serves several communities with large amounts of students who may need to transfer to other routes to get to their school. But this route will run from the top of Winton Terrace down into Spring Grove Village, down Vine Street into kind of hitting that eastern part of Clifton and the western part of Avondale, and then serving Forest Avenue to Burnett, passing by the hospitals, and then through Coreyville on Highland Avenue, and then down to Over the Rhine and downtown. So this route, if your student is taking the 46 today or was last school year, this route is streamlined, so it has a shorter travel time through not having to make so many turns through the neighborhoods. Finally, Route 51. So Route 51 currently runs from the west side all the way over to Oakley. The eastern part of this route that runs through Oakley, Hyde Park, serving Clark Montessori is now on that new Route 47. The Route 51 will still run from Glenway Crossing in Westwood over to Evanston and Walnut Hills. So it will still serves three schools: South Avondale Middle School in Avondale, Walnut Hills High School, and Evanston Academy. Those trips that serve Walnut Hills High School and Evanston Academy are special trips in the schedule that are added in that go to and from those high schools and middle schools. And those trip times are the same as they were last year on this route, if this is a route your student was taking. And then just some smaller changes. Small changes to the routing of Route 4 that serves Walnut Hills High School along Woodburn Avenue. There's a lot of congestion there with buses, yellow school buses, as well as parent pickup and drop off. But the actual stop locations by the schools do not change. At the Northside Transit Center, several routes will just move what shelter that they're stopping at there. So if your student is taking a Route 19, Route 24, or the Route 65, it'll move to a different shelter than where it is now, because we're adding several new routes, so we need to move things around. The 19 will move from shelter C to shelter B. The 24 would move from G to I, and the 65 would move from I to shelter A. And the signs at these shelters are being updated over the next week or two. So when school starts, the correct route number will be on the new shelters. Right. And then during the summer, rather when it's not the summer, we have additional service running on the routes that are listed here, which is quite a large number of routes, where we run more trips before and after school to handle the large load of students, as well as to allow non-student riders to still be able to catch the bus during that time. So during the summer, we remove those additional trips because school is not in session. But in August, they come back. So those are, I guess I'll read them out. The 4, Route 10, Route 11, 17, 22, 24, 27, 31, 37, 41, 43, 51, 64, and 65. So for those routes, if you were to look at the schedule today, you would see that there aren't, or there's just a regular amount of trips. They may not seem like there are that many, but in August, additional trips are added to those routes, which you will be able to see in the transit app or any other mapping software if you set your date for your trip after August 16th. And then I think that's it for me.
Yep.
But I'll
So
stay on for any questions.
thank you, Mark. Mark said he'll stick around if you have any questions, if you think of them throughout the rest of the presentation, but I'll go over the holidays during the service period. So Labor Day falls in this, Veterans Day falls during this, and Thanksgiving. Labor Day will operate on a Saturday service. Veterans Day will operate on, which falls on Wednesday, will run weekday service, and then Thanksgiving will operate a Sunday service. And now we'll get into the CPS part of this Metro 101. So Metro and Cincinnati Public Schools, we're very proud of our long history partnering with CPS to connect student riders to high schools within the district. During the 24-25 school year, Metro provided more than 10,000 student trips each school day with an average on-time performance of 95%. On time is defined as arriving within 10 minutes of school start, and that's per the district's request. Thankfully, we have Trayvon is here, our newest communications assistant. He was a former CPS student just this past year. And I'm going to give him a chance now to talk about how Metro worked for him and his experience using Metro to get to and from Cincinnati Public Schools. Trayvon?
Yeah, thanks, Tony. So for basically my whole career as a high schooler, I caught Metro. For my first year, I had something called the extras, and then my 8th grade year, we then had regular school routes. So that's what I've been used to mostly. And when fall comes around, people start to get a little bit confused with routes and the transit app, but it's really easy when you think about it. As Tony said, all you have to do is make a transit account, kind of, understand the times and the routes and where you need to go, and especially what time your school starts, just so you can be there on time. And also just understanding the system for the 9 months as you catch the Metro. Also, with these new changes starting in fall, like Mark said, these are going to be some really significant changes, but they're going to be really helpful for on-time performance and also helping kids get to school, more efficiently, especially with the 47 from North Side to Clark. As a Clark student, I used to catch the 51, and it could take a lot of turns and, be a little later for me to get home. But now with the 47, you have more efficiency, and it also serves, the Avondale community, the Norwood community, Wind Hills. So giving more of a connection there, especially on the Reading Road corridor. That's a big area for students as well. So I think this will really help out. But also just preparing ahead of time, looking at the schedules, looking at the website, just understanding what will happen starting August 16th, and then for the first day for CPS, August 19th. Obviously it can be a little bit of a hectic day, but it can really be easier if you just prepare, understand where you need to go, how you get there. Transfers are really important. We have a lot of new crosstown routes as well, so you don't have to go into Government Square and transfer as much anymore. So you have the 51, the 47, the 53. A really big important one is the 37. I also used to catch that as a CPS student. A lot of students love that route and they use it a lot too. So I think that can also be a big help as well to certain students who need to go across town to schools that could be on the east side or schools that could be on the west side, especially if you have games or practice. Metro is a great source for that, and it's really helpful just in these 9 months for all students, and especially parents as well. If you need to catch the bus with your student maybe for the first week and help them understand, that's what my mom did with me. every first day, just catch the bus with me, even though I knew what I was doing. Just also, getting your student comfortable to be on the bus, because this can be a new environment for them. And, things can be kind of, like I say, hectic at times, but, just being calm and understanding what can happen and where you need to go once again is really great. So I advise CPS students just to prepare, map out everything in the transit app, see how you need to get there, understand times, and also if you have to talk to your friends and your classmates and see what they do as well, and get their experience, that can also be a great help. I know a lot of kids, if they have to catch the bus together, they'll basically, I'll say bus pool instead of carpool. You can, kind of meet up with your friends, classmates, and that's kind of that outside of school experience as well. Just meeting new people, meeting new students across the district as well on these routes is something that is very beneficial. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for these changes, and hopefully CPS is too. And I think it'll be really great for everybody.
Thanks, Trayvon. If anyone thinks of any questions for Trayvon as we go along with the rest of the presentation, he'll also stick around and we'll answer those questions at the end. Thanks, Trayvon. So moving on, we have a couple video tutorials. If you don't like my verbal explanation of the transit app, we do have a video really quick.
It's never been easier to get to and from school riding Metro. The best first step is to plan your trip ahead of time. Use Transit app to determine which bus routes you can take to school. First, download Transit app from your device's app store. Once in the app, enter your start address, usually your home address or wherever you'll be starting your trip. Then, enter the name of your school into the destination field. You have the option to plan your trip based on when you want to leave for school or when you hope to arrive at school. Just click Leave to toggle between the two options. Then, select the date and time when you plan to depart or arrive. Make sure the date is set to the first day of school or later to get the correct route information. Then, enter the time you wish to depart or arrive. Due to Metro's extensive bus network, there will likely be more than one option for your trip. The app will indicate length of each option, how far you'll walk to and from your stop, as well as any transfers involved. Remember, no CPS student should ever need more than one transfer. Tap your trip to open a map with detailed instructions. To see other route options, click the X in the corner to return to your search results. Once you've determined your route, there are some other steps you can take to make your trip go smoothly. While you're waiting for your bus, you can track its arrival in real time using Google Maps or the Transit app, both available on the iOS App Store or Google Play. If you already know your route, you can also find all of Metro's schedules online at www.go-metro.com/schedules. Finally, when walking to your bus, remember, if you can, don't walk alone, walk with a friend. Arrive at your stop 5 to 10 minutes before your bus is supposed to arrive. If you miss your bus, do not run after it. Wait for the bus to come to a complete stop before boarding. And if you ever have any questions, please call the CPS Transportation Hotline. We at Metro hope you have a safe and happy school year. Thanks for riding.
So I'm not going to show this other video because we have Trayvon in the flesh here tonight, but we had a video planned of Trayvon riding the bus and showing kids how easy it is to use Metro for our services. Again, I'm going to move on because I feel like Trayvon did a great job of capturing his experience himself. So improved service. We've improved service for CPS students. So eligible CPS 7th through 12th graders who live more than 1 mile away from school will receive a Metro bus passes. After school / extracurricular passes for 7th and 12th graders will also be available for students participating in those activities. If you're a CPS student, you will receive those from the school you are attending this year. Metro will not give you those passes. That will come from the school you're attending this school year. The service hours are, so the Metro student passes are valid On Metro buses, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. only. Again, 7th through 12th graders utilizing extracurricular Metro passes will be granted season-specific passes from CPS to use for transportation to and from school activities on weekdays. There are even more options. 7th through 12th grade students will benefit from increased access across Metro system, including added frequency on the Metro routes, as Mark described, and new crosstown routes serving peak student and commute times. Students will have more options for getting to school on time, and increased service frequency on these routes will help prevent crowding. Again, reduced transfers. All 100% of the eligible students can ride from home to school and back with one or no transfers needed, with most of the transfers occurring at an off-street transit center. Again, that's a great benefit. We've worked really hard to make it as easy and as efficient as possible for all CPS students to get to and from school. So, safety and security enhancements. Metro, we've dedicated security resources system-wide to ensure the safety of students and all Metro riders, including equipping all buses and transit centers with security monitors. Additionally, Metro partners with community service officers and Cincinnati police officers stationed at transit centers to support student safety. If a student needs assistance while riding, we encourage them to immediately notify the bus operator for assistance. During that first week of school, Metro staff will be on site at school orientations to assist families with transit information and resources. As an added benefit, parents and guardians can ride free during the week of school to help their students get comfortable with using Metro. Those dates will be August 19th to August 26th. So that's a Wednesday to Wednesday. Again, just during the weekdays. You will receive a physical flyer that you'll show your bus operator, letting them know you can ride for free. And then also Metro staff will be at all transit centers during the morning and afternoon during that first week of school. So some FAQs. How do I get my pass? Again, each school is responsible for distributing the Metro bus passes to the eligible CPS students. The CPS student bus passes are color-coded to help the students, families, and staff understand how each pass works. So the black CPS pass, that's a direct route. These are for students whose routes take them directly to and from school without a transfer needed. The blue CPS pass is for students who need to transfer one bus. And then the red CPS is the extracurricular, virtual, or special travel needs. The student may need to transfer on the bus here. And then each pass is programmed to match the student's route needs and is easily recognized by its color. So when is my pass valid? Again, it's valid from 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. during the week and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. during the week. Certain students will have that red extracurricular pass, and that'll allow them to get to and from all their school sanctioned activities. What's the student fare? So thanks to our agreement with CPS, all student riders receive the Metro Smart Card that lets them ride any bus within the allotted time windows established by CPS without paying any additional fare. And again, to help ease your students and ease your mind, that first week of school, you can ride with your student along with them. So how do I find my best route option to get to school? The new schedule information, it will be available soon in the Google Transit mapping system. So I already see one question that's in the Q&A field. They were wondering if we were going to cover how to ride Metro without the transit app. My recommendation, if you have internet access, is to go to go-metro.com. You have our trip planning tool right there on the home page. Again, it's very similar to what we described in the app. You put in your starting destination, you put in your ending destination. It's going to give you your best option. As Mark said, you want to remember to change that date to after the start of the school year, so that way you have the accurate information for these August service changes coming up. Okay, how close to each school will the buses drop off and pick up? So each Metro bus serving CPS schools will pick up and drop off at points determined by Cincinnati Public School staff. Some of them will drop off right on the property, others may not. that's information you're going to want to get from, again, the school you're attending this year. So, how safe is riding the bus? Overall, Metro is a very safe system, and Metro has implemented additional protocols to ensure rider safety. We have security cameras on all the buses and at the transit centers. We have community assistant officers after school at the transit centers. We have random Cincinnati Police Department ride-alongs. The newest buses feature security monitors so passengers can observe their surroundings in real time while riding. All buses are in radio contact with Metro's control center and can contact supervisors and law enforcement if necessary. And Metro has contracted with the Cincinnati Police Department to provide random rides and extra patrols at Government Square and other transit centers. And then any student feeling unsafe is encouraged to notify the bus operator or sit towards the front of the bus. Again, if anything makes a student feel uncomfortable, let the operator know right away, and they'll know what to do. They'll know how to handle the situation. And then finally, who can I call with questions regarding student transportation? For general questions or concerns, please contact the CPS Transportation Hotline at 513-363-RIDE. If you need assistance with trip planning, you may contact Metro in the following ways. You can call our customer care center, 513-621-4455. You can email customer service at go-metro.com, or you can go to go-metro.com. Again, Metro staff members will be available for questions and to assist with trip planning during student orientations. Staff will also be available during the CPS cookout at Washington Park on August 8th and during the school orientations. I'll be the one at Washington Park on August 8th, so if you all see me there, come up, ask a question, let me know you're in the webinar. I'm happy to help. And then last but not least, student expectations. We want to remind all the students to be courteous of your fellow passengers. Profanity, playing of music without earphones, loud noise, and rowdy behavior may result in the removal of your riding privileges on Metro. CPS bus passes are to be used to travel between home and school on the most direct route available to the student. CPS bus passes are not to be used to travel downtown unless it is required for the commute between school and home. CPS and Metro will be monitoring downtown pass use. Using your pass incorrectly may result in the deactivation of your CPS bus pass. We don't like to do this, but when it's necessary, we will. Using our services is a privilege, and we withhold the right to remove you if you have poor behavior on the bus. Okay. As of right now, I have one question asking about, will there be assistant before the transits or at the transit centers in the morning before school? As of right now, I do not have an answer to that question. It is very possible we will be out in the morning, but I do not want to say because I do not know for 100% certainty yet. If you have any other questions, go ahead, drop them in the question field now. But I'm going to go ahead and move along to our quiz. So if you would like to try to win
so for the transit centers, for the first week of school, there will be Metro staff, supervisors, as well as planning and scheduling staff that will be at the transit centers, North Side, Glenway, Oakley, and downtown. As well as there's some major connection points that aren't full transit centers, but where we know a lot of students may transfer. And then we'll also be at the schools at dismissal time for that first week to troubleshoot any issues, to help students figure out which bus they need to be at or where the bus stop is. But then after the first week, there's people at the transit centers in downtown, but maybe one person at each. And then it's typically going to be a supervisor there. So there will be more help, I think, the first week of school. And then after that, there will be one person at each of the major spots.
Perfect. Thank you, Mark. Okay. We'll move into the quiz now. It's built right into the Zoom. So if you want to answer these questions, we're going to give you 10 minutes to answer 10 multiple choice questions. So right now it is 7:04. I'll say we'll come back at 7:05, but you guys should see that quiz popping up for you right now. Again, we'll get back here at 7:05. We'll go over the answers. This is your chance to win a free day pass if you answer the most questions correctly and the quickest. See you all in a little bit. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We'll go over these quiz results really quick. So, question one, which of these is a new route launching on August 16th? The correct answer was the Route 47. Number two, same question. The correct answer for this one was Route 53. Number three, same question, and the correct answer is Route 70. True or false, the new Route 70 connector is only for University of Cincinnati students. That is false. It is available to anyone. Just have to pay your fare. And then when our service change is taking effect, everyone got this one right, August 16th. And then true or false, the transit app will have updated schedules to help plan your trip as a CPS student / parent. That is true. Just make sure you set your trip date to after August 16th. What grade levels are eligible to receive Metro passes? That is grades 7 through 12. True or false, Metro student passes are valid Monday through Friday between 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. only. That is true. When can CPS parents ride for free with their students? That is August 19th to the 26th. And then finally, who will give the students their Metro passes? That is the individual schools that you're attending this year. Finally, I'd like to thank you all for coming to Metro 101. I appreciate people coming out to hear this information and be informed about the upcoming service changes and going back to school with Metro. Thank you to Mark Saman and Trayvon Sanderson for helping out, being experts on these topics and really helping you all get the answers to any of the questions you may have. All we ask is that you scan this QR code or follow the link and help us that I just put in the chat for everyone. Click that link, help us improve Metro 101. Let us know what we can do better. Let us know how you want to see this improve. Again, one last thing. Let me make sure I covered all my topics. Oh, yes. The next webinar will be next month on August 26th, and we'll cover rider rewards. So we hope to see you all there. And again, thank you all for coming out, learning about Metro, and making Metro your way to go. Have a great night, everyone.